Okay, here's the problem. If we do not have a solid understanding of the Spirit that designed everything, we cannot love the Spirit who designed everything. Agape, to love, to have charity, is first to have understanding. So to have understanding, you have to observe. You have to observe the Spirit who designed everything and all of the characteristics of that Spirit, who is above gender, a supernatural spirit parent. First, we're going to study the Sibylline prophecies. The Sibyls were elderly Greek prophetesses who prophesied way before the Hebrew era. Have nothing to do with Hebrew writings. Women prophesying in a state of ecstasy. Put those Sibylline prophecies right next to the book of Enoch, and you will actually learn some stuff. The Spirit who designed everything has been revealing and showing itself, let's call it itself, Father, Mother, God, Self. If you want to get all uptight in the gender department, we'll call it Father, Mother, God. Right? Come on. I used to hate the he. I used to hate my own gender. I didn't want to change gender, so I was just pissed off. I was angry that I got stuck in this form that tends to be insensitive, not nurturing, too prideful, etc., etc. Not all of them, but most of them. Do you know that when there are peace talks in this world, if there is a woman present, the probability for peace to come out of the peace talks is extremely high. If there is no woman present, there's less possibility for peace. Look, I know this stuff. I'm 61 years old. I hated my own gender for a long period of time. I wanted to give treats to women. I actually wanted to declare that the women are the best ones. I was a militant feminist without an awareness of the highest spirit, the divine designer of the retinal wall and spectral color, the color spectrum. So look, if there is disinterest in really understanding, because this might happen or that might happen, happy Friday. We're not going to go in this direction or that direction because this might happen or that might happen. And all of a sudden, there's a whole clique of people who are refusing to go in a certain direction or to talk about a certain topic or even to address a certain topic because something bad might happen. It's what I call peer group insanity. All right? Peer group insanity. Focusing on a whole bunch of stuff and ignoring some absolutely essential principles. Listen up, take notes, settle down, and get in gear. Because I tell you the truth, the Spirit who designed everything has been revealing he, she, itself across vast numbers of years. And you can peek at the indicators. There is a strange big indicator over this tribe of Israel who was in slavery for 400 years in Egypt. And they got out of slavery without a war. That's the rumor. There's plenty of stuff on the web that would argue that it's just a rumor and it's actually a lie. I mean, anything on the web at this point, you can pull up and disprove anything through some smoke and mirrors and shell games. But I tell you the truth. When you go around this world, you understand that you've got American Jew and a French Jew and a Chinese Jew and an African Jew. The bloodline of the tribe of Judah, which means praise, which is the remnant of the tribe of Israel. The bloodline of the tribe of Judah has hung together through the Passover Seder and through the gathering on Saturday Shabbat. Even if they don't fully believe in the God that helped them, they have hung together as a family because of a peculiar spirit presence. There is no other people lineage in this whole earth. There is no other people lineage in this whole earth that is parallel to that strange Jew first and then nationality. There is the tribe of Israel. There is the tribe of Ishmael, and there is the Arabian descent peoples. But even that there does not fully give you this flesh and blood family lineage. It's peculiar. Okay, so that's one indicator of the Spirit. That's one indicator. So as you start to look at this Spirit and the concept of the supernatural visitor predicted in hundreds of predictions across thousands of years, the Dead Sea Scrolls proving that the Hebrew Scriptures have never been changed, because there they are, copies of the Hebrew Scriptures 250 years older than Jesus of Nazareth, with predictions that seem to point to him. And the Koine Greek New Testament is the most duplicated book before the printing press. It's as if there was some kind of supernatural force or entity or power or being over the reproduction of this tiny little set of Greek business language writings, tiny set of writings that have been found all over the world. China, Africa, England, everywhere. And no, it's not because of the Roman Empire. No, it's not because of King James. That's way later. In India, Matthew, the loan shark drug dealer, cutthroat business type, Thomas, the doubting disciple, took the account of Matthew, the bookie, the drug dealer, Cosa Nostra type business guy, to India. India was never under the Roman Empire. The Indian peoples have only been 20% Christian for all the ages. It has always been sliced and diced, slaughtered, beaten, killed, the Christians in India. If you live in India as a Christian, you have in your memory, 8 months ago, 2 years ago, people rose up and burned 5 houses and killed 3 pastors and put their cut off heads in their driveways, sitting on their cars. They stripped people naked and put them in public and beat them. That is how Christianity is handled in the waves of persecution in India, and that has never stopped. So in India, this Koine Greek New Testament was planted far outside of all of the, empire and all that kind of stuff, in the Greek business language, not in the America language or the India language, but in the Greek business language, which is universal to the whole world for a long time. So don't you dare get brainwashed by all this damned off-the-cuff, you can't trust the Bible and it's been changed around and it's written by men and blah, 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 and what do you think? And this is what Paul says, and blah, 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 blah. Watch out. That Rabbi Paul guy, he was a religious extremist, intense, like ISIS type of character that was rounding up people to be beaten almost to death and to be killed. Rabbi Paul was more humble than the 12 apostles because he had killed people. Imagine, you have killed the loving little hearts that bring heaven to everybody for years. And all of a sudden, you are apprehended by God himself saying, "Hi, buddy, I love you. I want you to be on my side." Totally freaking you out. So the reason why Rabbi Paul was anointed to write most of the New Testament is because he was more damn humble than the 12 who hung out with Jesus and, still wanted to sit at his right hand and his left hand. Paul knows, I deserve to die. The blood of lovely people is on my hands. I have ended the lives of even families, entire families, who are the lovers of God, walking in the way of life, following Yeshua. All right, so that's just the basics. Now, if you do not understand that the male human beings are judged more harshly, and that, as the old Eastern saying goes, God's secret is man, man's secret is power, and woman's power is body. God's secret is man, man as an individual character, like Jesus in his shining white form, goes forth. He has in him seed. If he can line up 20 women in a row, in a day, he can fill all 20 of those women with seed and create babies and literally build a city. This is a simple empirical fact. There is power in the loins of the man. And if you don't focus on that, if you don't get tuned into that, then you're going to be sitting around with your kids and your friends and your girlfriends, completely ignoring the souls around you who've not even been trained in who they are and what kind of power they have. If you don't acknowledge the seed inside of a man that comes out through stimulation as something fascinating and wonderful, something to rejoice about as an entire family, something to be fascinated about as an entire family, if you do not discern that the spirit of the whole cosmos judges men much more harshly than women to set the spirit tone for the family, the tribe, the community, etc., etc. And the job of the women and the children is to actually get into the shelter of male human beings, singular or plural, who are self-controlled and discerning and friends of Yahweh Elohim, the Most High God. So, the big problem is this. The women gather together in ignorance about the men. The men don't care about themselves or their responsibilities. And the church becomes literally another lesbian girly party where all the women are coming together and saying, okay, you guys, well, we'll do this and that, but we really don't want to go in this direction. We don't want to talk about these things, and we're not going to talk about those things either. And all of a sudden, everything is psychiatry and everything is health industry. And the women are no longer paying attention to the spirit realm and the fact that we need a constant discernment between spirits, and our children need to be discerning about the spirit realm, which is extremely active around us. And so, oh yeah, we believe in Jesus and we're doing this and that and we're making miracles and we're studying the Bible and we're praying and we're celebrating and we're worshiping and all this type of stuff. But the power and the roots of the human family are in the baby fountain, the amazing fountain that flows forth from the man. And we're not allowed to talk about that as a fun thing. Come on. I mean, farmers stand around on a stud farm and they watch frisky mares twitching their butts and getting ready for a big stallion. That's part of the reason. That's part of the fun of being on the farm. That's why we go to a zoo, to look at all the different beautiful types of animals. You know, and occasionally there's intercourse going on. You know, and this is a joy to think about these things, to think about the things, the secret things that are thought about only occasionally as we go towards our ordinary work. So this is the primary point. Beware. All of you, right now. I am so glad that daughter Teresa has chosen to leave the company of the daughters. It's an indicator. As we learned today, the women of this society and culture are raised in ignorance. So they're raised in an atmosphere of come sex with me, or I want to remain invisible with my girlfriends. I want to hide with my girlfriends and remain invisible to the advances of men. There is an absolute absence of fatherhood and solidarity with the men. There is just either be a tasty morsel, a candy treat to a man. That's what Revlon is all about. That's what color and style is all about. Read the book of Enoch. The religious and spiritual women will become sirens. They will become the religious and spiritual women, the ones that focus on God, will become a snare and a trap for men to take them to their death. The spiritual and religious women will become man destroyers. And the atmosphere that they're in, the rocks and the songs and the worship and the style will all be an attraction to stupid men who come in and who are ruined spiritually. I'm telling you, this is what has been going on in my midst. This is what I've been observing for 61 years. And this is why I have no interest in going into God's presence without those who love the honesty, who love the communion, who are playful and cheerful with the fabric on the men and the women, indicating the Holy of Holies. Beware, all of you, men and women, beware of becoming the Lesbian Church that is literally run by the mommy voice that wants to sanitize everything because of the fears. Oh, what if this and what if that, and you know those people, and this will do this, and you can't trust this and you can't trust that, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to talk about spirits that'll scare the children, da, 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 da. Screw that. I know children full of the Holy Spirit who can discern spirits on themselves and on others at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. If that's something that's strange to you, well then hang up and go away. But that is my goal. The peoples who stand with me are none. Nobody stands with me. Nobody enthusiastically stands with me. Nobody. Nobody clears their deck and says, hey, I want to stand with this guy because he is a sent one who has understanding of Yahweh Elohim. I am alone. I am pleasant and entertaining and a good time to plenty of people. And they learn bits and pieces from me. But no one has taken the stand of solidarity to get in communion with me. And that's okay. God told me that's the way it's going to be. But I'm telling you, I'm going to begin to address myself to the group of 4 daughters. And I'm going to address daughter Leah first. Because I have been separated from my daughter Leah for a long, long part of my life. And I have not coached her and guided her in the ways of wisdom and protection for herself. I have been careless. I have not cared for my most precious daughter, who is potentially the finest wife and the finest mother to a man and the finest mother to children in the alignment with Yahweh Elohim that I have met to date. She is the one with whom I would want to knit together her life with a perfectly precious boy in first grade and have them have no distractions and no boyfriend girlfriend stuff and just have peace with the fact that that will be my person someday. This is a very special daughter, and I will begin the jump off from Lesbian Church into dear daughter Leah. Let me describe to you what it feels like to be a man and to be a brother and to be a father and to be a husband. Let me explain to you what it feels like so that you can act correspondingly in a way that is fine and perfect. Rosh Hashanah. This is a day special above all other days.